Entering Generation 6, Drifloon was considered to be not all that good. The flying gem was removed, which meant that Drifloon no longer had an easy way to throw off a powerful attack and trigger unburdened acrobatics. Misdreavus was overall much better as a ghost type, and Galewing's Fletchling gave it a lot of competition as a flying type. After Misdreavus was banned in early Generation 6, Drifloon got better, but even so it struggled to gain traction. It was still frail and lost to Pokemon like Sucker Punch Poniard. People experimented with Calm Mind, Substitute, Hidden Power fighting Drifloon instead of the standard Substitute Acrobatics, and Drifloon did get better, but it was ultimately still mediocre. Instead of being the powerful, unburdened sweeper it once was, it was relegated to more of a support utility role with moves like Memento and Knockoff. In fact, at the time, Drifloon was so unpopular that it was being used so little it was actually in Little Cup UU, Little Cup 2nd Division. But everything changed when people realized there's a Drifloon moveset that can beat Poniard, and it's actually really good. This is the story of how Drifloon got banned in Generation 6 Little Cup and why it gets banned in every generation after it. And as always, make sure to subscribe to the channel, it really helps me out a lot. The moveset that broke Drifloon was Substitute, Acrobatics, Berry Juice, but with Recycle and Will-O-Wisp. Interestingly, Berry Juice was banned in Generations 4 and 5, so Drifloon never used it in previous generations. But after Knockoff was buffed in Generation 6, Berry Juice became a lot more manageable and was unbanned, where it's now a staple item today. The key to the moveset is burn damage, which is double that of Generation 7 and later. By using Recycle Berry Juice, Drifloon could heal itself constantly. In combination with Will-O-Wisp, that means you could stall a lot of Pokemon, including Poniard. A burnt Poniard doesn't do enough damage to Drifloon to stop it from using Recycle. Substitute could stall more turns with Will-O-Wisp, and it meant that Drifloon could avoid status. But more importantly, it allowed Drifloon to consistently manipulate its HP to enter Berry Juice range to stay at full health. This meant it could maintain Unburden, which deactivates if the user holds an item again. Additionally, stab-boosted Acrobatics is still relatively powerful, which meant that strong special attackers like Ghastly, who don't care about Will-O-Wisp, would just get one-hit KO'd. Unburdened Drifloon's speed meant that it could get a Willow off on almost anything and proceed to stall it out. The only true counters to the moveset were Pokemon like Chinchou and Magnemite, but special attackers still took a lot of damage per turn, so for example Magnemite had to be Recycled Berry Juice. Diglett was also a common Drifloon partner to trap electric types and other Pokemon that could try to take on Drifloon. In general, flying types synergize well with Diglett. Also as a note, Drifloon could still run other movesets like Calm Mind for surprise factor, but Will-O-Wisp Recycle was definitely the main moveset. Fundamentally, there were very few Pokemon that could take on a stalling Drifloon, and it was a 6-0 threat that put a lot of pressure on a lot of teams. Entering Generation 7, there was also a key mechanic change. Burn damage got halved, which is a very big deal for a Pokemon that tries to stall out an opponent. Large burn damage is why Generation 6 Drifloon was so threatening. There were also metagame changes too. For example, Vullaby became a top Pokemon starting in Generation 7, because Gale Wings was nerfed, which made Fletchling worse, and Weak Armor was buffed to give +2 speed instead of +1. For that reason, Drifloon was given another chance in the Little Cup tier. However, it did end up getting banned again anyway. It didn't have the same power level as the previous generation, and it couldn't 6-0 teams as much, but it could still play a dominating role. It could still burn and stall through Pokemon like Vullaby and Poniard, and could still throw off relatively powerful acrobatics or use Calm Mind. It was still too good, just not 6-0 sweep levels of good. Entering Generation 8, Drifloon was actually initially not banned because it didn't get the move Recycle. Without Recycle, it was still a very controversial Pokemon, but was not considered to be ban-worthy. However, in the middle of Generation 8, Drifloon got Recycled through Pokemon Home, and once again it was immediately banned. Ever since Recycle Berry Juice was discovered, Drifloon has been a top threat and gotten itself banned from every generation where it's available. Also, I'm live on Twitch every day at 1 PM Eastern, so check out the link in the description below.